Confirming friendship with you, baby dolls. Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News. We have the Charlie Kirk Patsy, the pew pew guy, if you know what I mean. I can't say the word anymore. YouTuber banned it. He has pretty much been arrested. We have Tether minting more money. Tether, are they releasing another stablecoin for US of A? What did CZ say about crypto? Albania using AI as a politician. Very interesting stuff there. And more Chainlink adoption. All of that coming your way and more. I've got a lot of cracking news coming for you, friends. But first, BTC's monthly chart. We are sitting at around the 116,000, 116. Actually, I'll show you it right now. So 116, we're around 115, 116,000. Very lovely to see, friends. It really is September, isn't it? Check it out. Bitcoin was 108 at the end of August, and now we're up to 116. So, yes, it's very lovely to see. There are a lot of bears out there, a lot of people coping, a lot of people hoping that things go down, but it is classical crypto because we're starting to go up and defy everyone who thinks we're going to get wrecked. This is the Ethereum monthly chart. 3 green monthly candles in a row. If I kind of just have to guess, if you forced me to guess, Ethereum is going to be green September, October, November, December. So if we got that, that would be green. That's the 3rd green, the 4th green, the 5th, and then the 6th, which would be December. That would be my guess. And if you go and check out in the past what happens, it doesn't actually mean it's over after that point in the past, but like I'll be scared, you know what I mean? I don't know how long that really is going to go, you know what I mean? Like there was like, this was an extra 6 months to go after it stopped there. In this cycle, it was another 6 months to go again to make the new all-time highs for Ethereum. And if I go back to the first cycle as well, actually, we don't have it. Those are the only 2 cycles out here. So I don't know what happens after that point, but you just saw what I did. Okay, the monthly candles, the powerful monthly candles. Now, remember, Bitcoin actually finished red for August, and Ethereum has finished green. So it is interesting how these two kind of do a song and dance. This is the ETH BTC ratio. It is back to 0.04. I can assure you, all the bears are saying we're going back down here. Everybody's saying we're going down here. I don't know what happens. Remember, if you're new, welcome, welcome. Take a seat over there. Keep your pants on, please. It's a family-friendly show. I'm still long. You're not meant to know what happens tomorrow or the day after. It's just like if you bought a house. You don't know if someone's going to walk and give you a high offer for your house tomorrow at 3 o'clock or 2 a.m. You don't know. You just hope that, say, if you buy a house, in 10 years it'll be higher. It's the same principle when it comes to these. We are requiring a patience, okay? Total crypto has hit 4 trillion, friends. A beautiful, nice 4 trillion. I think we're going to 10 trillion. I really do hope we go to 10 trillion. I think we deserve 10 trillion because, you know, the longer the base, the higher the pump into space. We've had a the longest cycle pretty much ever. Or you might say the longer the chop, the bigger the pop. I love all these cute sayings because they're actually true. It kind of just teaches you more about markets. The longer you stay suppressed, whales who have to sell based off time, because that's what happens with people. They're like, you know, oh, I have to go I have to go do a renovation, or I have to buy a car, I've got life bills, I've got expenses to pay for, big events or whatever. Yeah, they have to sell a large quantity of their coins if it takes too long. That's why when you have a big base, it's actually fantastic out there for all the holders and believers. Bitcoin dominance going down to 57%. Look at that Bitcoin dominance ticky down. Hopefully, we do continue to see it grinding down, friends. What we kind of don't want to see is the mania. You don't actually want to see this. Like, even though you want that, but you don't. That's like the end. Do you know what I mean? Like the waterfall moment, the end. The thing as well, friends, we had a if you look at something interesting I've just noticed, friends. Something interesting I've just noticed here live. In 2017, which was the double bubble alt season, so this is the best year of crypto ever, pretty much, 2017. Everything did a 100x. Literally everything. It was ICO mania. Everyone was just buying ICOs and stuff, and everything went up 100x. But by the time everybody joined towards the end of the year, right? Because, you know, we all buy tops. That's how retail gets in, how everybody learns about it. But when Bitcoin dominance was going down, it goes down and then it stalls for a month. It goes down and then it stalls for 1 month and a half months. It goes down. This was alt season wave 1, by the way. It was actually these 6-month periods. All right. And then it literally had this stalling out period where Bitcoin dominance comes in. Everyone thinks it's over. And then it actually has Altseason wave 2. So Altseason wave 1 peaks here. Altseason wave 2 peaks here. Something you'll notice as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 red candles in a row actually ended it. So I don't know if we can count it specifically. But if I look at what happened in 2021, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoa. All right. Some information there, quite key. So in 2021, we basically, and friends, I have to use a non-family friendly term, we kind of like popped, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, was a bit too excited, if you know what I mean. Okay, so this was, what was it, 9 weeks in a row. Bang, 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 bang. And it was all exhausted, if you know what I mean. You can't go for round 2. You're too tired. All right. So in the 2017, the amazing cycle, all right, we didn't have 9 in a row. Instead, we had these pit stops. Okay. Like we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we pit stop, and then we continue again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Altseason, so we pit stop. 1, 2, 3. Look at this. We have these stalling out periods, and then a big candle again. This is actually the end of it. And then there's this stalling out period, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let me check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5 again. Okay. I'm doing this with you live, friends. It's actually quite amazing. Let's play some Pumper G music. So, look, I don't know if this is relevant. We don't know. We don't have much data points, but it is interesting just to know. It's a night. That's why, friends, I'm here 18 hours a day. Yeah, this is interesting observation because I'm here. I've just noticed that, you know, when Bitcoin, okay, when the Bitcoin dominance goes down. So what does that mean? That pretty much means altcoins literally go up 9 weeks in a row. 9 weeks in a row, which is actually, friends, that's actually 63 days of pure euphoria. Yeah, that's actually what happened, friends. That was half of March, all of April, half of May, pretty much. That was the Dogecoin mania part. Doge, SHIB. That was and we still haven't recovered to that point. Kind of wild, man. That was in May 2021. That's when it peaked. Saturday Night Live Doge. Saturday Night Live, Elon Musk. That was May. What was it, like that first half of May? In 2021, and we literally haven't come back to that point. It's kind of funny. Actually, here it is right now. It was right. We built into that. So there you go, friends. So that's something interesting to think about with our Bitcoin dominance. Remember, the Bitcoin dominance is a ratio of Bitcoin versus altcoins. So look, remember, it's not up to you and me, but what we would like to see is, I guess, these periods of where Bitcoin dominance goes like, 1, 2, 3, and then it like basically stops a bit. Right? And then it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then that's what you want to see, friends. That's what you want to see. And maybe everyone thinks it's over. And then there is this like bang, 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 like something like that happens. Okay. And that might be Altseason wave 1 here. And then this one might be a super fast one. This might be Altseason wave 2. And then maybe like kind of, that's it. The bear market starts. So I'm just guessing, right? So friends, why did I do that? I want you to know why I've done this. Okay. What I'm showing you, I never talk myself up, okay? And I'm guessing, and I've got a peanut brain. So, you know what I mean? So, like I've just got to show you, okay? Friends, I've seen markets. Look, I have been pummeled in every single hole of my body. I've got new holes in my body, okay? My ears penetrated, belly button penetrated. You know what I mean? Everything, friends, you've been in markets long enough. I have been absolutely kablonked in every way imaginable by Mr. Market. Okay, could be a she, Mrs. Market. Some people into that thing, or the whippy whippies. Okay, so I know how markets work is, okay? They find a way to trap people, even in the price action. Your worst nightmare, it comes in the price action, okay? So the nightmare for, I guess, Bitcoin maxis right now, what's the nightmare, friends? People who hate altcoins, their nightmare is that they don't get this like euphoric pop-off. All right, their nightmare is actually that Bitcoin dominance does this because it goes down and then it stops, and then they think it's bottomed, and then it goes down, and then it stops, and they think it's bottomed, which pretty much means it's over, and then it goes down, and they think it's stopped, and then it goes down, and they think it's stopped. That's pretty much, that's the worst scenario for them. All right, because it's a bleed. It's a bleed over time. It's a staircase down. It doesn't let them get in because they keep trying to call the bottom. And then when you look back, you go, oh my gosh, we've actually had Altseasons. Do you see? So that's actually the worst scenario for them. And actually, friends, if we look at this, it goes down. Let's say it goes down here, comes back up. They think it's over, comes back down here, goes up. So that, friends, if you look at that, we end up here and you're like, what the hell? How did we fell all this way down? Okay. And that doesn't let anybody in. Okay. Now, if you want any, I guess, clarification that the market has done this recently, look no further than Ethereum. Look what Ethereum did, friends. Ethereum, it went down to the scam levels. Did Ethereum come back? Friends, you know when markets go down this much, they always, okay, in 9 out of 10 scenarios, markets will do a double bottom. They'll either do a higher low or they'll come back, they'll poke the low, come back in and do that. They will do some sort of double bottom, but we got the 1 in 10 scenario. We got the V. This is very rare. Only like black swan, zombie virus stuff happens. The double bottom, friends, look, the double bottom never came. Everyone was expecting to rebuy Ethereum. Here, look what it did. It literally just V's up, comes back up. Look at this. One gap down, shoot up again. This is literally the ultimate pain scenario. A lot of people are still fading Ethereum. That's why we need Ethereum to break this next bull flag. It's at 4,700 dollars now, currently cranking, and hopefully we go up to 7,100. Do you see how markets, now I've shown you another example where they give you the worst price action ever. That it's very, very painful if you're a non-believer. I know this, friends. I've been in markets. Yeah, it's over 15 years, dude. Trust me. I've been absolutely bonked on stuff like this. Now I can just see it coming a mile away. But it's interesting because I can see it coming a mile away on a giant macro time frame. And that's ultimately what we've been coming here to, friends. So the racist Russell 2000 is the most key important part. We've already had all the data. I'll just show you that now. So the racist Russell 2000, remember, is the US small cap poop coins. And this is let's go check him right now. Racist Russell 2000. It's near the all-time high. We're ready to go. Ready to go. Some sort of snap up. We have the US Fed announcement coming out next week. We're already pretty much pricing in the rate cuts. And here we have the global liquidity fractal. Pretty much, friends, everything's still saying the same stuff. You know what I mean? So it's all pretty much, it's all coming together. Now, currently in the news, what's actually been happening recently is Soylana has started to lead the move up. Soylana, friends, very interesting. Isn't it interesting? Right? What I did is I've just done a Fibonacci from here to the top to the bottom. And what it's done is it's come back to the 61.8 and it's just, look at this, shot right through it. You know what I mean? So this is why, friends, these things start to accelerate. If you notice, around the 61.8% retrace, around the fibs there, once it shoots through, it does like a fast move. Everything does. That's what everyone's pretty much waiting for. But here's the thing, right? Soylana is leading, of course, because it's strong. But the thing is, well, look at this, friends. Soy, like it's Fibonacci's $400, friend. Like it's just like that is 70%. You know what I mean? Like you're not even double your money from here. So, but you got to remember, right? So a lot of people come in, they say, Shami, why do people talk about this stuff that has like a 2x or 3x to go? Go, Habibi, because they've got like 8 million in it. They've got like 10 million in it. They've got 3 million in it. When you have 3 million in Soylana and it goes 70%, you're going to get like literally a $2.3 million profit from that. And they'll also have meme coins and altcoins that they think are going to overperform, like Fartcoin. They think the Fartcoin Sol ratio is going to go up. So they get even more overperformance on their beta plays and stuff. That's pretty much it. So it depends what you're in for, right? And by the way, there's no guarantee because if you look at everybody's target's the highest fib, which we know you don't get that. The highest fib only goes to a few select people, right? That's why, friends, in markets, okay, I know, look, everyone's got their own style. The best style is the one that helps you sleep at night, I guess, okay? But for me, like I've just done this. Look, I've seen market. I've been in 15 years. You know what I mean? Not in crypto, but I know markets, okay? Nothing beats buying low. Nothing. Literally nothing. You get low prices. Yes, it can take a very long time. That's the price you pay, by the way, because they're giving you a low price. Why are they giving you a cheap price? Like, which means like 90% off the top, 95% off the top. They're giving you a very cheap price because no one has any idea when things are going to kick up. It could be 1 month. It could be 4 years. You don't know. Look at this. We have the longest cycle ever. I just know from the stats, from history, all the stock market sayings, from all my experience, when you buy low, if you just commit to that as a mantra, as a strategy over time, you end up crushing it. The market ends up paying you. You literally just look for cheap prices. If you're constantly trying to get momentum stuff, you're not trying. If you're buying, see, friends, if I try to find something that's worth a value to dollar to me in the future, I love to buy it. 1 cent, 5 cents, 10 cents. I love that. I look for that. I only look at that. That's my edge. That's what I try to do every time, right? And by the way, those are the wealthiest, the richest, yeah, everybody who wins, friends, the biggest amount of returns. That's Warren Buffett style, okay? So that's what I try to do. Now, that's why I try to gear myself towards other people that don't like it's too scary for them to buy $1 for 10 cents or 5 cents or 1 cent. You know, even PETA is like less than half a cent, right? Or even Hex and Pulse Chain, right? To them, they don't like doing that. It's a different style. They like buying $1. They like buying it at 30 cents. You know, they like buying it at 30 to 50 cents. If it gets to 80 cents to $1, they're happy to like get out. They're like, you know what, that's good. That's winning to them because there's so much confirmation. When something goes from $1 to 1 cent, when it's back up at 30 cents, there's confirmation, there's news, there's energy, and people they like that momentum, but you get much lower return. But what you end up finding out is a lot of these people, they'll then psyops everybody else and they convince themselves a bit. They fool themselves. They go, oh, I'm going to get the highest reward. That's what they say to themselves. Go, no, you're not. You're paying up. You know you're paying up, okay? You've just convinced yourself that things that are really, really cheap aren't cheap because you feel comfortable buying up momentum. So it depends what style you want. So the thing, friends, it's crypto, since everything can go to zero, you basically have to do my style. You have to do tech investing style. You have to buy stuff as low as possible. And by the way, the poorer you are and the lower your income status, the more you have to buy low, okay? You don't have the luxury of buying 30 cents when something's worth $1. If you're like, you know, on like say a $5,000 portfolio or something, you got no chance making it out there. So, you know, I made my point clear there. So remember the box of friendship, friends. This is Ethereum's box of friendship. It is starting to curl up. Do you remember just the whole, pretty much this whole week, the whole past 10 days, I've been telling you, hopefully this thing has been going to make this higher low and get up into it. And maybe we're just going to get they're going to cut rates. It's going to be like a sell the news fake event and it's just going to go back up. Do something like that. That's classical crypto. That's what we want to see. We want to see that. We want to see, friends. It's funny. All the people will be like, oh, well, the economy really is cracking and they might maybe go up like that. We'll just see. We're just drawing squiggly lines, okay? But it's nice to see that we're moving into that next phase. I've also recently made a video here for you, friends, showing you where we are in the global liquidity cycle and everything. We are late. Yes, we're not the latest. We are late. Ultimate Crypto Guide. How long left in this cycle? You should really watch this video as well, friends. Okay. I put my blood, sweat, and tears in these. I got all the charts and everything where we are. Yes, we are late. We're not the latest. Just to show you as well. See, we are quite. If I actually show you again where we are here. So the black line's the average, and the red is where we are right now. Okay, so yes, there's about 5 months left for that average. There's about 5 months left. But like, you know, how's it actually going to play out? Where's the story and the narrative? Don't know. There's no ignition moment. This is why, like, this is the worst business cycle performance so far when everything else in the world has pretty much been playing to the T, the cycles out here. So it is what it is, you know. We just kind of got cursed in altcoins, but hopefully next time is going to be a better experience for us. Let's check out the news as well, friends. So Charlie Kirk's Patsy has been arrested, named Tyler Robinson, is a 22-year-old kid. I've got a picture here for you. He's going to be blasted everywhere, of course. I've got some very suspicious things I gotta share with you as well, friends. I can't use any of the keywords, so you only have to look at some. I have to use code words. YouTube block, delete. You can't say that he got pew pew pew. I can't talk about that. I can't even show you, friends. I can't use a term like, okay, let's say, you know, my right hand. See, this is my right hand. Okay, what's anti-right? You know what? Okay, you know the word. Okay, do you see that anti-right political party? Some might call them radical, not raddy hot, radical. Okay, the radical, raddy anti-hot of the opposite hand on right. I can't say that term, and I can't even describe or talk to you or show them celebrating the pew 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 of Charlie. Okay, I have to use these words, friends, or they literally get straight deleted. Ivan on Tech stream got deleted about 10 hours ago, and I checked the comments, and one person alerted because I wasn't able to watch it. But someone said, Ivan, the reason why you got deleted is because once they alerted, go to Ivan, you were discussing, and then they talked about Charlie's pew pew pew, and Ivan was showing people celebrating and stuff. That's I knew. Oh yeah, that's auto ban, because I know, friends, because YouTube started sending me some warnings as well. So some weird stuff with the pew 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 guy. So funny, he used to be the Team Ice Cream loyalist. He feared that the land of ice cream would kill him. He started mildly criticizing the land of ice cream. He said Epstein was Mossad. He said no Iran war on behalf of ice cream. He let anti-Zionists speak at his events, right? And it's all these things. If you go down here, friends, all of these, bang, bang, bang. Friends, do you even remember the police arrest the Patsy claimed to be a shooter? Now, friends, this whole thing, okay, I can't. If I read all of this, I think my YouTube channel gets deleted. Okay, so you can pause on this. This is pretty much it. But I want to show you something. This guy was, do you know the boomer who got arrested, George Zinn? Friends, you won't believe this. I can't believe. Friends, if you're a blue-pilled cuck, if you actually believe this bullshit, okay, just don't bother watching me. Go back to your blue pill cuck life. Go chop off your own genitals. Give your puberty blockers to your Zoomer kids and your Generation Beta kids. And I don't know what you're doing. Okay, you are not living on planet Earth. Did you know? I'm gonna blow your mind. Did you know this guy? He was present at September 11th in 2001 when the Jenga towers fell. I can't talk about them either, by the way. I can't talk about the Jenga towers, if you know what I mean, falling. And I can't tell you about the third tower, the third Jenga tower, the third Lego block. It was a Lego block tower, by the way. The third Lego block tower, if you know what I mean, fell down by itself. I can't talk about that. Look at this, friends. He was present there, and this is an interview. I actually uploaded the interview, and look what he says. He says, I was watching the towers. He says, I immediately knew it must have been Al-Qaeda. So it was literally, friends, he's literally a full plant. How is this crisis actor of sorts? He's present there. Now, obviously, what he did at the University of Utah was he immediately after the shot, right, the water pistol squirt. So someone got a water pistol. Let's get the water pistols. The bubble gun. Got the bubble gun. Pew, 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 pew. See this? So immediately after, friends, he runs out, he distracts police, and he tells them, shoot me. It was me, I did it. That you understand, man. By the way, just to let you know, there is a word, I think it's called Soylana or something. Oh, here it is. It's called the Sayanim. Sayanim, unpaid Jewish civilians who help Mossad out with a sense of devotion to ice cream. They are recruited by Mossad's field agents, Katzers, to provide logistical support for their operations. Oh, well, that's definitely him. Wow, there's an actual term, like they're so common. They're called the Sayanim. Yeah, so, yeah, man. And friends, just to let you know, like, you know, I speak a lot about it in my UFO video things, but just to touch on it, yeah. You do know, friends, that for like since 70 years ago plus, they do have chemicals, tech. They can, I know it gets deep. They can wipe memories from you, right? And so who knows if they can delete memories, can they put memories in someone, right? Can they do that? How much brainwashing actually can they do? They've probably done all these, not probably, we already know from MK Ultra, the experiments that got leaked, they were only leaked 1%, by the way, and they only tested LSD publicly. So we know they tested literally everything else. So, you know, it makes you think, right? What are the chances this 70-year-old boomer is at a uni college campus and then actively distracts people after the shooting? Fuck, man, this guy must really love his country. You gotta understand, like, he's really gonna die. But yeah, tell me, friends, like, all of these, you know, coming out here, it's just really, it's really wild. But remember, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We have crypto, okay? Insiders, outsiders, political things coming and throwing themselves out here, okay? Glad we got crypto. Sovereign nation, pretty much. Okay, we live on the internet. And you and I, friends, like, you can't do anything, man. We're literally powerless, yeah? But I don't mean powerless like, oh, let's roll over and die. I'm just saying, like, you and me, like, how do you want to spend the next 10 years? Do you want to go get Charlie Kirked? Right? Like, we're going to be saying that now. It's a term now. Do you really want to go popped? Because look, once you understand how powerful they are, don't waste your time, dude. Okay? Because, you know, people, when you're a blue pill cuck, and you don't understand anything. You're like one of those people who think, oh, if aliens were real, they would land down to my lawn and I would be able to take a photo and upload it to Facebook. Because you're one of those those poopy heads. You got no idea how the world works. Okay, they don't understand. Like there are agents and operatives everywhere, right? Literally everywhere, and they have networks of how they do things. They don't come and basically send their face out in front. Like people think, oh, someone's going to come and attack me. They're going to have like the flag worn from an army sergeant's uniform, and they're just going to come and pop me in cold blood. No, it doesn't happen like that, you know? So they got Patsies. They've been doing this for a long time. They're professionals at it. Everyone's a professional at it. And every nation does this, friends. Every single nation has their own like intelligence agencies and stuff like this. So you're not going to beat them. What can you do, okay? I'll tell you what you and I can do, you know? We play the bigger game. The bigger game is there's a lot of debt, and that middle class is going to pay it. And over my dead body, am I paying it? I'm not paying it. You know why? Because you didn't print for me. You printed for the boomers. You are the boomers, okay? You didn't print for me, all right? I didn't benefit from it. You didn't let me buy a house for $17, right? And get like 4,000% price growth. Okay, so I'm just hopping into crypto. That's, friends, the most peaceful protest, okay? Not the protests where you go to universities and try to debate people, you know what I mean, about, oh, what's a woman and what's this waste of time, bro? You're talking to schizo people. What a complete waste of time, okay? It's like, oh, I support Team Arsenal. I'm going to go argue with a Liverpool player that, oh, wait, my team's actually better. Well, total waste of time, dude. Total waste of time, okay? You want to vote? You vote with your wallet. You get your money outside of the traditional banking system. Okay, you get it out there. You stop holding your government fiat. And you go hold crypto. Start with Bitcoin. All right, that's how you vote. That's a real vote. You want your voice to be heard. That's your voice, and then go live your life. In other news, friends, Tether is going to launch a US-based stablecoin, USAT, with former White House crypto executive director Bo Hines as its CEO. So Tether, friends, remember, America have their own stablecoin. And it's Tether USDT. They're making the USAT, and Tether has also minted 1 billion USDT. So that's a printing effect that we'll hopefully get to see. It's raising up the total market cap of everything. Just to let you know as well, friends, on the topic of, you know, Tether and America and how these things are going to get really Americanized. Like, we know as well, friends, you and I speak on YouTube. We've got we've got a dictionary of 48,000 code words by now. Unfortunately, I think Twitter one day is going to be completely compromised too. Grok is already compromised. Friends, there are people, I'm not making this up, okay? I don't care. If you get offended by this, just get out. I don't care. There are operations where, I've got to show you. I think I'll find this. Here it is. Operation Cast Thy Bread. Operation Cast Thy Bread was a top secret biological warfare operation conducted by the Haganah and later the Ice Cream Defense Forces in 1948. So they used typhoid bacteria to contaminate drinking water wells. Okay, so they violated the Geneva Protocol. So they went and poisoned the water wells. Now, why is Grok compromised, friends? Grok says this is it's saying, no, this is anti-ice cream conspiracies, and there's no evidence for this. But then if you ask Grok, hey, what about Operation Cast Thy Bread? So if you ask Grok, hey, did Team Ice Cream ever poison a well? They go, no, that's total fabrication. It's, anti-Semite, blah, blah, blah. And then you give them to this, and Grok goes, oh, yes, there is an event where this thing was violated. And then if you go back to Grok and go, why are you saying it's anti-whatever? And it just it basically fizzles out of the brain. So you can tell it is already compromised. We know this. And I've also made messages for Ivan. I've tagged Ivan because his friends, they deleted his live stream, man. His live stream's gone. He had to make another one for 14 minutes. And I watched the second one, right? So, all right, Ivan, I'm on Google. Google, obviously, naughty. They will ban your live stream if you speak about Charlie Kirk, pew, pew, pew. If you speak about how, and I've got to see, the anti-right are celebrating non-living, this calls for harmful content flags, and they will delete your live stream. You can't use this term. Can you see it, friends? You can't use the pew, pew, pew word or to, basically put their HP to 0. You can't use it more than one time in a video. If I keep saying those words 2 times or more, bum, I get done. And by the way, there have been times it gives you a warning. I've been demonetized twice or something on videos, and I'm thinking, what the hell was it? And because friends, one of the presidents, JF, You know the word J. I didn't want to say the word because it knows. You know the JF. You know RFK's uncle. You know RFK J. Not RFK JF. Right? You know how he got peeled. If I talk about the peel, also deflag. I'll get flagged straight away. Which is weird because if you know who really took him out. You also have to be careful with saying this word, friends. Demo. You see this word? I have to say the term demo crap. All right. I know this Google has flagged me. All we can say is Charlie Kirk got pew. Oh, and definitely don't go digging into the truth, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, just like you can't on live streams and stuff. You can't. Yeah, they're like a super high priority when it comes to these. So I hope you take some time out to appreciate me, just like I appreciate you for liking and subscribing. Man, I am, yeah, this is, man, when this is all done, we hit the top of the cycle, I think the most amazing feat, it won't just be the buying notes and high and all this other stuff. It's going to be the amount of matrix dodging I had to do with every bullet. Code word. Just, like, you got to watch for a while to understand what the hell we're talking about, right? Everything needs a code word, man, because they just don't want you educating the population. That's it. They don't want you educating the population. They want to keep the population dumb. That's okay. Because who cares? Keep them dumb. They're going to stay dumb anyway. I'm going to vote with my wallet. Get my money out of the traditional banking system and buy a scarce asset that they can't print. Thank you. That's what I care about. And you should care about that too. Because, you know, friends, what do you want more? Do you want to yell to people about your opinion? Or do you want to retire? What do you really want more? Do you want to yell to people about your opinion? Do the retiring first. You know what I mean? And then you can worry about that other part later on. CZ, Binance CZ, the combined market cap of all future money is less than one chip's company market cap. You do the math. He's talking about NVIDIA, friends. So NVIDIA's market cap right now, if I check it, is 4.3 trillion. I'm just checking it right now. 4.3 trillion. And the total crypto, as we just saw, is 4 trillion. That's why he's pretty much saying. He's like saying, you know, well, the future of finance, which is like all of us, we're less than just one chip manufacturer for AI, right? Nice to think about. Soylana, friends, has flipped Binance in market cap, reaching 130 billion in size. That's because Soylana have minting of inflation and stuff out here. Yeah, so Soylana's had like a 5% move. Remember, it's popped up through the Fibonacci. Yeah, remember at this time event, like I'll give you a nice example. Okay, in the last cycle, 2021, Ethereum was one of the leaders of the pack. All right, if you bought Ethereum after it swooped up and it started bull flagging, you're getting it at 1600. So like you got to understand, friends, people who got Ethereum at 1600, yeah, like. Look, by the way, they weren't even, like it was barely euphoria here, but you're up 2.5x at 4,300 and nobody sold anyway. You know what I mean? So like Ethereum was great and amazing and took over, but from the momentum bull flag point, it's about a 2.5x. So a lot of the things you see leading now, right, they're already on their way. It's like big money just hopefully pushing itself on through. But it's not going to change your life. You're not going to get the big risk reward stuff. All right. So, you know, people are only going to realize that at the end. But actually what ends up happening is like if Soylana hits 450, 500 bucks, people aren't going to call for 1,000 probably. They'll call for 3,000. That's what happened with Ethereum. When we hit 4K, everyone's like, we're all calling for 10K. Yeah. No one's going to stop there. That's why, yeah, you just keep raising the targets. But you don't know what ends up happening is everybody who's long, they're dumping on you. All right, but that's what ends up happening. The new crowd of retailers are going to come in. They're going to learn everything the hard way. And not just retailers, like everybody. I'll just call them everybody. Everybody's like a retailer when you first come in. Real world assets on-chain value has reached $29 billion. So I just want to show you this chart as well. Real world assets, checking it out here, friends. So they are going parabolic over time. Private credit, US Treasury, stocks, commodities, non-US debt, corporate bonds. So all these money's coming in. So, friends, I've noticed with Soylana, they have a real obsession with putting the Nasdaq. I want to put the Nasdaq of stocks to trade on the chain. But like, it's not even like if you check out the Nasdaq, friends, they don't even make that much money. You know, Hyperliquid is making more money than Nasdaq. Do you know that? Literally, Hyperliquid makes more money than the actual freaking stock exchange. So, but I think they kind of assume if we put it on the rails that like it'll boost an enormous part of the network effect and do that. But like, I don't know, man. We got stablecoin super cycle. To me is more important than that. Like, everybody in the world's got stablecoins and cash. Everyone in the world, right? Only 10 to 15% of the people in the world actually own stocks. 10 to 15% of people in the world. So, how many of them actually trade? Way less actually participate, because when everybody owns the stocks of the stock market, they own ETFs. They just DCA auto buy. You see what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see when it comes to these, when it comes to consensus and how it all plays out. Here we have, friends, as well. Albania, shout out to all my baby dolls over there in Albania. They promote their AI virtual assistant Delia to minister tasked with overseeing government procurement to combat corruption, becoming one of the world's first AI politicians. So AI agents, friends, like the AI agents are just memes in crypto, yeah. But AI agents, they are the secret. So the other day, I forgot to tell you, I was in the middle of talking to something, got distracted. But like with AI agents, it's related to the open immigration policy. So you know how open borders, you know, if you're noticing, every single, that's funny. It was so funny, friends, just to see Ivan's like, wait a minute. How did like 60 countries all simultaneously have their politicians decide a good idea will be open border immigration stuff, and let's flood all our countries and dilute all the races? Let's do that. Like, you know what I mean? So that was all happening. But AI agents, why are they doing that, friends? Okay, you can think about what you think of every reason on the book, but a big reason why they do it is they need GDP up. We're only having 1.7 babies on average, but we need 2.1 to replace, okay, per couple. You need to have 2.1 on average, but you can't have either 2 or 3, right? But most people are having 1 or 2, which is in the 1.7 category. It's not replacing the people who are making the babies, right? So, AI agents will just be able to replace humans in the future, do economic output of GDP contribution, and then you don't have to play them. You don't have to breed with them, you know? So if you breed with a sex robot, you know, that's by choice. That's discretionary. It's not like you really need to do it. You know what I mean? Come on, Matt. You got to get those sex robots, man. Come on. You're training them to do the side kicks and the flying kick stuff. Just start putting the wigs on them, man. We got to get the ball rolling. You know what I mean? So I want to be inspired for the future. Now, the AI agents, once you start to get that, the world changes pretty much. It's going to change in 2030 plus, because think about it, friends, like AI agents, like things and robots working in the economy, robots, they don't sleep, they don't complain, they don't have HR, you know what I mean? And that's it. You don't have to pay them. You just pay once, right? You got to get them service and stuff. Right? I need my own servicing too from time to time, if you know what I mean, right? Obviously referring to cold glasses of orange juice. Don't know what you're thinking about. So that is pretty much going to change the world and how we measure GDP and economies and stuff out here. But in the meantime, it's going to be a while, right? Matt's taking a bit of his time with making the sex robots to change the world. So in the meantime, we are going to have probably, in that next recession, yeah, there's going to be immigrants, not enough jobs. It's going to be messy. So hopefully crypto gives us a big Altseason first. Soy Bankman-Fried's appeal hearing is scheduled for November 4, nearly 2 years after he was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Look, I'm not here to defend him, okay? And by them, I mean Soy Bankman-Fried and Kwon and Alex Mashinsky, those three, Celsius, Kwon, Terra Luna, right? They were the poster childs for the top of the 2021 cycle. So we're probably going to have 3 new other people come out here. They're probably going to run big, giant, fat Ponzi's where something goes wrong of some sorts. I don't know how it's going to play out. You never know, man. It might be like it might be the IPOs of the stock market dudes. You know, maybe we find out. Maybe Justin and Brad Garlic Breath or something happens there. I don't know. I hope it's not them. You know what I mean? It's probably someone new. They're too smart. You know, it might be probably someone new. But when it comes to them, you got to remember, friends, like, what they did, Kwon, he really believed in his algo stablecoin, and people say, oh, there was a bit of fraud, and they said, just shut up, dude. You know, he's trying to save his freaking Ponzi. He's trying to get the Ponzi to work. You know what I mean? They really believed in it. They really thought it would work. Celsius, obviously, they thought it would work, then it had to actually ran a Ponzi as well. So they did what they call commingling of customer and stuff out here. So yeah, they were all bad, but like with crypto, we blurred the line between, you know, trying new things and stuff so often with criminality, red areas, gray areas, that, like, you know, it's kind of softening over time, because what we've seen happen on Soylana in the past 18 months looks that, friends, what they're doing on Soylana to rug everybody constantly, it's making us a complete mockery of, like, this is the fun part. Like, the Soylana, they're rugging from the start. Okay? Soy Bankman-Fried and Alex Mashinsky and Kwon, they tried to enrich a community. They actually tried. Now, you might disagree with how they tried, but they actually tried. Okay? The Soylana rugging, they're not even trying. They're going, well, I'm just going to rug you. Like, let me show you. You got to watch this. Let me just give you one example, friends. One example. Look at this. Look at this. This guy is about to rug everyone.
He's live on it. He's live on it. Oh my God. It's the same live.
He's rugging. He's rugged. He just rugged everything.
You low-key just got
Do you see that? Friends, look, they literally, look at this. He just rugged, look at this. Oh, it's sending, he's doing a stream. He just rugged literally everything. All the way to zero. Stole everybody's money. And then he even has an outro video. He goes, you low-key just got farmed. They actually have, friends. Could you get any more evil than that, by the way? He has a video prepared to tell you, haha, I just stole all your money. It's happening right now, by the way. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, I've got a community, let's try to do something. There's none of that. It's literally, I stole your money, here's a video, I'm laughing in your face, and what I've even done is I'm so confident I've actually shown you my face on stream. Okay? First live on Pump. You low-key just got farmed. This is the thing, friends. A lot of this is just what happens, man. Like, the scams are just getting bigger. They're just like, they're not even trying now. So like, they're not even trying. Like, friends, they're not even trying to add value for holders anymore. It's literally, okay, how can we just extract from everybody? Oh yeah. How does that end? We'll see. Crypto prediction platform Polymarket is valued up to 10 billion in VC investment offers. And remember, this news actually came out today. Polymarket are going to partner with Chainlink to launch 15-minute crypto price markets featuring near-instant settlement with industry-leading security. This is great. Why? Because now, let's say there's a bull market. Let's say you're scared that prices are going to be down in the future. Let's say Ethereum is $12,000. Let's say it's actually $12,000, friends. Right now, Ethereum's 12. And let's say you're scared that we're going to crash in 12 months from now. Right? Because that's how fast crypto crashes. What you could do is you could go, I guess, to the price feed area. They're like puts and options, right? So you would go to the price feed area and then you'd go to, maybe they'd be like, hey, is Ethereum trading below, you'd go to the question, is Ethereum trading below $5,000, you know, in that 12 months from now? You know, in that, we probably go to different months or whatever set by it. Maybe they do it by months or whatever. So, and then maybe it's trading at something like 20 cents, right? Which means, so if you buy it, it'll go to $1, yeah? So you get a 5x. Okay, but you have to look for opportunities like that, which means that's your hedge. So like, let's say you had I'll give you an example. Let's say you had a $100,000 portfolio at the top. Hopefully you all have millions, but yeah, let's say you have a $100,000 portfolio at the top, and you'd say you've still got half of your altcoins. Let's say you've actually sold half. You got half of it. You split half Bitcoin, half Ethereum, half Bitcoin, half USD. You still got $50,000 in altcoins. So what you could do is you go, okay, in the next 12 months, I hope my altcoins go up. But if they don't, if Ethereum goes down, I'm wrecked on my altcoins. My altcoins are going to be down 90%, which is true. So what you could do is, you know, your 100,000, let's say you've taken $50,000 of profit, you can go spend maybe $5,000 and buy the insurance of Ethereum under $5,000 or hitting $5,000. You could go do that, right? Because then if Ethereum is that in 12 months from now, you know, your $5,000 investment, you'll get a 5x on that. So that becomes, you get plus 25. But yeah, you know, you're 50, you've probably lost 45 there, but you've made plus 25. So as you hedge, you've helped yourself a bit. You know what I mean? And also, you might say, but Somi, what if it hits $5,000 in one? So yeah, you could do a bit. You could do a bit of $5,000 Ethereum and a bit of, you could do $2,500 in $5,000 Ethereum, $2,500 in $6,000 Ethereum, but also something as well. If Ethereum goes down to like $6,000 and you've bet on 5, your odds that it's going to be 5, it's not going to be trading at 20 cents anymore. It'd probably be trading at like 85 cents. So you can still actually, if you want, take profit onto it. You don't actually have to hold it to $1. That's the prediction market stuff. It's kind of like helping, I guess, like kind of like, it's basically allowing options and stuff to appear. But yeah, it's going to be great, but it won't be like the be all end all because you still need liquidity. Yeah, you're going to need someone to take the other bet of stuff on the other side. So I'm not sure, but that'd be great. That'd be great. That Chainlink's providing this price feed, so it's very easy for us to participate and stuff like that. Now, where are we going to go from here? I want to share with you this comment, friends. I was watching a Ben Copen video, and Ben Copen believes that Bitcoin dominance is going to go up to 75%, and he thinks altcoins are going to crash horrendously, and everything's going to get really, really wrecked again, especially after the US Fed. But the first comment that appeared, shout out to Mr. Colin Talks Crypto. Your comment came up. It was so random, man. I was watching it. Look, it's on my phone, friends. Colin Talks Crypto. He's watching Ben Copen call for ultimate doom. And Mr. Colin says, this video was the hopium I needed. I sold my Ethereum for Bitcoin at 0.04 ETH BTC. Now I'm waiting to trade that Bitcoin back for Ethereum. I need a Bitcoin dominance pump. So I'm just showing. I remember when Colin did that as well, and I remember Mr. Colin Talks Crypto. If I still remember like it was yesterday when you did that, and man, I know you were celebrating all the way down here, like you did. But here's the thing, friends, it didn't get out. Of course, why? Because you thought it was going lower. You're like, no one knows it's gonna stop. But look, it's come back. Friends, it's come back to exact point. He sold here. It's come back down to V reversed. So I guess he wants this to happen so we can buy back in. Do you remember when I told you, friends, at the beginning of this video, I told you, well, sometimes just the market just might just like and just do that. Now what? By the way, this is Mr. Colin Talks Crypto's risk. See how he's waiting for down here? Friends, if ETH BTC goes to 0.055, I just want to show you how, because this is big, okay? If it goes to 0.055, right, you have now lost 27% of your quantity of Ethereum. Yep. So if you sold your Bitcoin, let's say you sold your Bitcoin, let's say he got 100 Ethereum, yeah, he can only get back 74 ETH. So he had 100 ETH here. So he collected 100. So he sold his, so he had 100 ETH. He got his Bitcoin back up here. Yeah, he got his Bitcoin back. He went to Bitcoin here, right? So yeah, if he's here now, right? So if this went up here, if he uses the Bitcoin to buy back into ETH, he doesn't get 100 Ethereum anymore. He only gets 75, pretty much 75. And by the way, is he going to do it? That's another thing. That's what I told you. To catch a fart in a jar, it's very tough. Now try do it twice. Okay? So when I say catch a fart in a jar, what does that mean? It means, okay, you got rid of your Bitcoin you got rid of your Ethereum, and you're like, okay, cool, I caught a fart in a jar. I got the trade right. Now it's here. What are you going to do though? If it goes up here, do you see now, friends? Like, oh, you're initially right, and then it kept swinging, and it goes the other way. And then what? Do you see now, friends? That's why slowly over time, when you keep taking a bite of the cherry, like you keep, it's basically, friends, I'll give you the example. It's like a bar of soap in the shower. The more you fondle your soap in the shower, it just withers away. You know, you lose 5% here and 3% here and 2% here. That's why the people who win, they do one clean believers only win, you know, waiting and waiting. Yeah, this was very, very, very painful seeing the ETH BTC down, but you're learning a lot. So, look, you see it right now, friends. Like, Ben Copen's got 1 million subs, okay? Friends, everyone wants Ethereum to go down. Everyone wants Ethereum to go down. They're all underexposed. What's going to happen if Ethereum flushes this 4,700 and it goes to 5K? 5,500, 6K. What are they going to do now? Are they going to get back? Here's another part, right? This is another part that I've got to share with you. Friends, if they got back in, this is a monthly chart. If they buy back in here, okay, do you understand how scared they'll be if it retraces? Oh my gosh. Do you understand how scared they'll be? They might just sell down here. That's why, friends, people who buy these tops, they end up like selling back down on the bottom, and then it reverses up higher. and then they just completely ruin it. That's why it's powerful if you simply take a long-term view and you believe in something. But, you know, like I told you, friends, when someone is correct about something, they go, oh, altcoins are trash, Bitcoin dominance forever. When they keep saying it and saying it and saying it, right, and they get literally everybody trapped with them over and over again, yeah, they don't have to pivot. They've already made a lot of their money. You're paying them subscription money, right? The guy's collecting millions of dollars. He's collecting $8 to $9 million a year just to tell you Ethereum's dog shit and to be in Bitcoin only. You know what I mean? Like, okay, where's your help to get back in? You get nothing. You've lost your supply of your coins, and then they'll say, friends, they always do this gaslighting thing. They go back to the times they were right. They go, oh, look, but I protected you this time and this time and this time. Friends, you know, if you're in that game of calling shots and having groups, you're only as good as your last call. Once, and this will happen, all these paid group people, they'll start to dig through their past and go, oh, but I helped you this time, and I helped you that time, and I helped you avoid leverage, and I told you not to buy this and that. So you're justifying to the crowd why they should be paying you $8.6 million a year for 4 years. Now you're up 32 million, and what are they up? We'll see. They're like, okay, they think they're going to be up. Like, they all think they're getting $1,000 soy and 300K Bitcoin or whatever. You're starting to get it now? I hope you are. Like, subscribe, bit of it and all. Catch you in the next one.